Greetings, beautiful soul, and welcome to my channel, The Optimist Hub. My name is Yanga. In today's video, I want to talk about the process of becoming. Now, we are all subject to change. In fact, the only constant thing in life is change. There's actually a famous quote that does say this. The only constant thing in life is change. We are bound to change. We are bound to evolve. We are bound to grow. We are bound to, become different versions of ourselves, because that's what nature requires of us, right? This is a natural law. We are all subject to change. And that is why oftentimes, even when we find ourselves in the comfort zone tends to become uncomfortable, because if you consistently just sit in this box while you are expanding and growing and evolving and becoming and changing, all of a sudden this box will become very uncomfortable for you to actually dwell in. In actual fact, if you refuse to change with change, change will change you. And so you may, if you don't remove yourself from the comfort zone, change will force you to actually break out of that, because you're constantly expanding, you're constantly being exposed to multiple versions of yourself, you're constantly growing. Again, speaking to the change is that, life is seasonal, right? And also life is a series of changes, right? Looking at the seasons that we have, your winter, your autumn, your spring, your summer, we all experience these seasons in our lives, right? The seasons of becoming would be the season of spring and summer, and the seasons of unbecoming would be the season of autumn or fall and winter, right? And so in the season of becoming, we are embracing the new self, especially in the season of spring. We are seeing new beginnings. We are seeing, blossoming of flowers. We are seeing the return of life onto the earth, right? And so, or rather onto the land in that particular geographical area. So in this instance, for example, right now in South Africa, we are in the spring season. So we are seeing a lot of budding. We are seeing a lot of blossoming. We are seeing a lot of life coming back, right? And so that is the process of becoming, the process of embracing the season, of embracing the time that is now, of embracing and surrendering to the season of and letting go to the season that we are changing into, right? And that is what the season of spring requires of us, right? Even in our own lives. The season of summer, again, we are constantly growing, constantly evolving. We are becoming better versions of ourselves, and we are also growing. We are, experiencing a lot of abundance, and life is still full, and we are full of energy. And this is the time and the season for us to actually go after our dreams, our visions, and our ideas, pursue those. And, then we become subjected to the season of fall, right? And I think we can experience these seasons simultaneously, right, in our own lives. It doesn't necessarily have to be, yes, naturally we experience them every 3 months. But I mean, if we look at it from a life perspective, you can experience all seasons at once. So in the season of fall, this is where we let go. This is where we shed. This is where we, undress from, things and qualities and characteristics, or even fears, or anything that no longer serves us, right? We are letting go. We are shedding. We are surrendering to the process. We are surrendering to the season that is. We are unlearning. We are unbecoming things, or, people, or, we are unlearning the qualities or characteristics that were perhaps even, hindering us from actually growing, from evolving, from becoming better versions of ourselves. Things such as self-sabotage, fear, insecurities. This is the season and the time to let go, to shake all of those, like the fall, like like the leaves fall during autumn, we also need to shake that. In winter, this is the season of hibernation. This is the season to come back home to self. This is a season to really be in solitude, to be more self-aware, to learn self, to love self, to embrace self. It could be a season to also just be okay with letting go. Be okay with letting go. Not everything that we let go, we lose. Sometimes we gain from letting go. And so this is what life is all about. That is the process of becoming. That is the process of unbecoming. And the process is that we ought to surrender. We ought to let the natural course of life take place. We cannot force ourselves in the same box. We cannot force ourselves in the same circle, because as life demands, as life requires, we will constantly evolve and expand and grow. And so we are bound to grow out of these comfort zones. We are bound to grow out of these familiar environments. Let us be open and willing to let go of, the known, and really just pursue the unknown. Step out of that box. Who knows what's waiting for you on the other side? If you just trust yourself enough that everything that you have is what you need to transition to the next phase of your life. Right? That is the process of becoming. That is the process of also unbecoming, a version of self that is standing in your own way. Oftentimes we do sabotage ourselves. We do stand in our own way because we also perhaps even fear being successful. So much as there's a fear of failure, there's also a fear of success. And I remember when I first came across that notion, I was just like, how is this possible? How can one not want success for themselves? But that's because people are afraid. We are afraid of the unknown. But I urge you, beautiful soul, surrender to the process of becoming. Embrace each season in your life. And as I mentioned, the seasons may happen simultaneously in your life right now. There are things you might have to let go in order for you to actually blossom, for you to enter into your spring season. There are things you will have to still hold on in your summer season, right? There are things that you might have to just really just come back to self, be alone, be in solitude. And this would be the winter season where you need to just cut. You need to set boundaries. You need to cut out the ties with things and people that no longer serve you, right? And define what that looks like to you, what it looks like to you to be the best version of yourself, what it looks like to you to be happy, what success looks like, whatever it is that you seek, that you desire, that you yearn for. Define that for yourself in your season of hibernation, in your season of winter, where you are now establishing new strategies and new action plans as to how you can go about pursuing whatever it is that you need to pursue. And with that said, beautiful soul, may goodness and grace lead you to greater heights of success in your process of becoming, as you unlearn and learn ways in which you can become a better version of you. And with that said, beautiful soul, namaste.